If you're a huge fan of The Price is Right, just like me, chances are you probably wondered what it takes to get the chance to come on down. Well, today we are going to be talking all about that because it was during my visit to The Price is Right that this little thing happened.
And Luis Austin Castro, come on down! You are the first four contestants on The Price is Right.
Hey, what's up internet? My name is Austin Castro. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are talking all about what it takes to get on The Price is Right and how to be a contestant to get to come on down. It was actually exactly 1 year ago that my Price is Right episode aired, and never in a million years could I have guessed that I would get the chance to come on down on one of my all-time favorite game shows. So in today's video, I just wanted to take the time to look back at that amazing experience on my 1 year Price is Right episode anniversary, talk about what it was like being on the stage with Drew Carey and behind the scenes, and more importantly, how you too could have the opportunity to be the next contestant on The Price is Right. So getting on Price is Right is actually very doable, and if you know what you're doing, it's totally possible. First things first, in order to get on The Price is Right, you have to get tickets to even be in the audience, and yes, they do actually pick people out of the audience. So first thing, you have to go to this website called On Camera Audiences, which of course I'll throw in the description, and go to the Price is Right page, find yourself a day and time that works, and just get tickets to travel on down to LA and go to The Price is Right. Be prepared to spend anywhere from like 5 to 6 hours at CBS Television City, but also just be ready to have the time of your life because you're gonna meet so many amazing people. It's gonna be such a fun show. Of course, people are asking me all the time, Austin, how did you get the chance to go on The Price is Right? And was it random? Did you do an interview? Like, what exactly did it take? You have to remember that there are producers and staff just like literally watching you the entire time. So maintaining that high energy level and just knowing that they are like potentially screening you to be a contestant at any point is a big deal. And so you'll get your tickets, you'll get to go in line, and then the main thing that you'll have to encounter, the big challenge, is of course your Price is Right interview. They actually do pick people out of the audience, but it actually isn't random. So instead, you'll actually meet up with one of the show's producers. His name is Stan Blitz. And what Stan does is he does what's a little like a speed dating interviews. He'll go down the line one by one and just interview you and just talk about like what you're all about, just to get a feel for your personality. And that is the big moment that decides whether or not you are Price is Right material. Prior to showing up to this show, I did so much research on what the interview would be like and really just be the best, most energetic, genuine, excited self. I distinctly remember during my interview having it like basically all outlined and planned out. I talked about being a college student majoring in film and TV, making YouTube videos, and even working for the Filipino channel. I made a joke with Stan saying like, hey, Stan, if you ever need a co-host for Price is Right with Drew, just let me know. And so a lot of it really comes down to that one interview. So really just know what you're gonna say and don't freak out. Just literally have fun with it because Stan is so much fun. He does really great interviews. After the interview, they'll then escort you into a waiting area right before the studio. At that point, they take away your phones. And so it's kind of like weird, but they also show you past episodes of The Price is Right. And everyone who's like in the waiting area gets like so involved in like watching it as if like they're watching it right in front of them. You then get into the studio and you are instantly blown away because first off, the Price is Right set is a lot smaller in person, but just seeing the set right before your eyes, like for me, a set that I grew up watching was so surreal. In that studio, there are about 300 people in the audience. 9 of those people will get the chance to come on down. 6 of those people will get up on stage to play a pricey game with Drew. 2 of them will make it to the Showcase Showdown, and one of them, which was me during my episode, will end up winning the entire showcase. There's a 1 in 300 chance, and somehow I was that person on my taping day. Still doesn't feel real, it really doesn't. The moment you are in the studio, there will be music blasting, everyone's having a good time. The big thing, keep your energy level up because Stan is actually like over in the corner and still watching you, and like the decisions on who gets to be a contestant on The Price is Right changes like on a dime. So you really just need to be exerting that kind of energy consistently. Don't let it die off, and really just maintain that level of fun that I know you guys are probably having because it's The Price is Right. Fun fact, it's actually so loud in the studio, like you can hear it perfectly fine when you're watching it at home on TV, but it's actually so loud that most of the time you can't even hear the names of the people that are getting to come on down. So what they do is they actually hold up a cue card with people's names, and that's basically the way they do it. You are just like staring right at the cue card, waiting for your name to come up. And so I remember during my episode, it was so nerve-wracking because in the first three people on the show were already picked, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, maybe later on the show I'll get picked, who knows? And then before you know it, I actually still have, they actually gave this to me. Before I know it, I hear this.
Austin Castro, come on down.
And I see the sign come up, and I'm just like, oh my God. Never forget the moment I saw this sign get held up and knew I was getting the chance to come on down. Like, I was so emotional. I'm just like, this is not even happening. Like, what is this? But even if you don't get to come on down right away, don't lose hope because there are literally still 5 other chances to get to be a contestant. Now, when you're actually a contestant and you do hear your name to come on down, there's a whole lot of strategy and thinking that goes to it. At that moment, it's basically like everything you told yourself you were gonna do goes out the window, and I did not know what to do during my episode. Basically, it was just a lot of me saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I mean, what was really going on in my head were a lot of words I wasn't allowed to say on TV, and so that was kind of me just like censoring myself, just saying like, oh my God, see, oh my God, don't drop the F-bomb. But also be very memorable because you know what? You are in front of millions of people all across America, and you have the potential to like become a meme, be a GIF, have some fun with it. One of the biggest challenges to The Price is Right, like actually playing it for me, was definitely Contestants Row because it's a lot harder than it looks. Biggest advice I have to give is basically listen. Listen to the product description very closely because that could really influence the price of it. And of course, listen to the other bid because that's really what I base my other bids off of. So then you get up on stage and like my big thing was like running up the stairs. I'm just like, do not fall, do not fall, do not fall. But I mean, if you fall, do it gracefully because you never know when you might become a meme. So I basically like attacked Drew when I got up there and I played the shell game, and I did a lot of studying up on the prices of things and study up on the show. Know exactly how the pricing games work, know roughly what prices are like because you want the price to be right. There are so many different prizes and you should at least have a rough estimate as to what it's like. Because I mean, obviously that's how you're gonna get the most success. I literally had my DVR filled up with episode after episode of Price is Right. I literally studied up on it, memorized a lot of the prices, and overall I wanna say it worked pretty well. Then after your pricing game, of course, you get to go to the Showcase Showdown and spin the big wheel to get as close to $1 without going over. It wasn't really that heavy in my opinion, like it needs some good oomph to get it to spin, but I mean it wasn't like super impossibly heavy. I was up against a 95, which is like nearly impossible to beat. I walked up to the wheel just telling myself, okay, I had a good run, chances are I'm probably not gonna beat this. So I was kind of downplaying it. My first spin, I did get a 55. It was nearly a 95, which would have been a tie. Then my second spin, little would I have imagined that I actually ended up getting a 45, which means getting $1. Big thing to remember when you're about to spin the wheel is remember who you're going to give a shout out to during your spin, because I got a pretty good amount of people during my shout outs, but I definitely left out a lot of people too, and I definitely feel bad about that if you're one of those people. Everything building up to the showcase was just so much to take in. At that point, it hadn't all sunk in yet until the commercial right before the showcase, because at that point, it really hit me and I'm just thinking, oh my God, I am on The Price is Right. I am in the showcase round. And in that moment, I literally, I got so emotional again. I literally started bawling out in tears, and I could tell the audience was probably really confused. And the other contestant, Bethany, who I was up against, was like, why are you crying? We haven't even started the showcase. I'm just like, I know, I don't know why I'm crying. I have to say the commercial break was pretty lit. They had some music going. I was dancing with the audience, and the audience was cheering me on. It was so much fun. In every show, there is going to be at least one car in one of the showcases. In the first showcase, I saw that there was a pair of surfboards, a trip to Laguna Beach, and a boat. And seeing that, I was like, that's pretty cool, but at the same time, I had no idea what I would do with a boat here in the Central Valley, and I knew there would be a car in the next showcase, so I ended up passing it on. And of course, I got a set of power tools, a trip to Washington, D.C., and a 2017 Mustang V6. Don't overbid on your showcase. I mean, you kind of want to be almost a little conservative, because once you're over, you're done. But, I mean, get close, but not too close. I had bid $30,000 on my showcase, and the actual retail price ended up being $32,819, meaning that I was the big winner on my showcase, and yeah, Drew Carey did give me my little price tag. And so once you win the showcase, you get to run over, celebrate with your prizes. Any friends or family that you come with will get to go up there and celebrate with you, and it's just such a surreal experience. And the audience is cheering and clapping for you, and it really is just so much to take in. I remember after the show, I went into the Mustang that I won. I just sat there and I looked out at the audience thinking, this just happened. What is going on? This does not just happen to me. I've never won anything in my life before then, so to be able to win a game show like The Price is Right was so surreal. Fast forward to October 27, 2017, when my Price is Right episode was airing. I wanted to go all out, and so of course, as you probably saw in my past video, I had a huge viewing party, invited so many of my close friends, and of course had my family there. It was just such a great time, and to really have such an amazing support group was so much fun, and I really am grateful to have such a great group of people around me for a really huge life moment like that. And a few days after my Price is Right episode aired, I also did a couple of interviews for our CBS affiliates. We were on CBS 13 News, got the chance to be on Good Day Sacramento, which also was on the Halloween show, so we got to dress up. And that was pretty much everything that happened during my Price is Right experience. It was so surreal, just getting tickets to the show and being in the audience is one thing, but to literally be the show and winning the whole thing, like I said, you have a 1 in 300 chance of winning the showcase. 300 people in the crowd, one person wins the showcase. I don't know how, but on my show, which aired October 27th, 2017, I was that one person, so literally anything is possible. If you do want the chance to come on down, I cannot recommend it enough, because it will absolutely be one of the most memorable life experiences you will ever have. And you never know when you could walk away with a car, a trip, a cash. In my case, it ended up being cash and prizes totaling to $45,765. I hope that someone out there who's watching this video will take this information, get to go to LA, be a contestant on the show, and just win big, because it's so much fun. With that, that brings us to the end of this Price is Right video. Hopefully you got a good feel of what it takes to be a contestant on The Price is Right. You too can get tickets for The Price is Right at the link in the description below. And if you want to check out my Price is Right episode and see just how crazy it was, you can also check that somewhere around here too. But until then, my name is Austin Castro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And until then, I will see you guys on the internet.
Luis Austin Castro.